before I could start, I was told that you have to close this in 10 minutes, right? So, but then don't worry, we'll take minimum 25 minutes, right? So what I will do is, just to ensure that our energies are spread across and then we are still talking and lot of people participating. We were talking about some topic. I'm going to give you exactly opposite of the topic so that you start thinking about it, right? So I think Anupam knows me very well. So what I generally tell them as a topic is what I actually talk about it, right? So Anupam, will start with you. 21st generation has actually unfolded us with new skills and all that stuff, right? So and then learning opportunities are different, thought process different, ways are different. Maybe if you can throw some light on that. Thank you.
Thanks, Vishwa, for picking me first so that I don't have an opportunity to say +1. All right. See, the 21st century and how we are looking into and how it's unfolding a lot of opportunities for the people here is very different, right? Definitely moving to 21st century in industry, we cannot ignore technology. I think that is the thing which is going to play a very key role in that. The second thing I can think about is a gig economy, like the way people are working, like a freelancer culture, and how do we are putting it there, right? The third part is the demographics that I could see, and like the generational gaps in the company and how the things are moving, learning from each other. And definitely the diversity at the workplace, that's pretty much the key agenda for everyone and the priority for everyone. And some of these things are together along with that environmental sensitivity and like how we can go for the social part of it and how we upskilling the talents, different, your favorite topic like metaverse. How can we do it right in AI and metaverse space and how we can use technology effectively? I think the 21st century is all about that and we are already there. And if we do not realize it now, we'll be late. So that's what my take would be.
Thank you, and thank you for keeping it very short. So we'll go to shift gears to Neil. I think Nadeem, you've been an avid speaker on AI, automation and all that. So with this automation happening across the back of the mind, do you also feel that jobs will change? How does it change? And you just have 2 minutes time. Thank you.
Thanks, Vishwa. Jobs, what we talk about right now is just a word, right? So most of the time I see candidates are picking jobs because they have to work. They don't have a choice. Right? So at an early stage, it is seen as a career jump, but over a period of time, candidates are also becoming extremely sensitive because they are more or less, they are career oriented. Right? So jobs are transforming to career. So gone are those days where people used to be extremely specialized in a skill and they just want to work upon it and develop a better skill of it. Now the candidates are more or less what I see a job aspirant. They lack patience. Right? They want to do everything very, very fast. They want to grow very fast. They want to retire very fast.
Do we have a media here? He's made a statement.
They want to retire very fast. So we have been hiring candidates. I'm giving a practical example. We are not looking at candidates at a very different skill set altogether. Somebody who is sharp, somebody who has been able to deliver, we are just picking it up. Because there is an uncertainty in the market. We are also not sure whether the hire what we are doing, whether we have the longevity to keep it up. So we are employing the candidates, matching the skills exactly to the need of the organization, and we are paying them $1 per hour. Gone are those days where we used to tackle on the CTC, do the bargaining, do negotiation. Now we are just talking about $1 per hour. So we are paying that money 8 hours per day, 21 days a month, then translate to 160 hours a month. So candidates are getting a handful, good amount of salary. We are not giving them laptop, we are not giving them PF, gratuity, superannuation, nothing, right? So they just get the money wherever they want. We just want them to deliver, right? So they are the future ready workforce who believes in adopting technology as the time moving on. And thanks to the rapid change in technology, the skill what is needed yesterday is not the need today or not even tomorrow. So they are sensing it, what is the exact need, and they are quickly grappling it and they are performing. So that's what the current trend right now, and we are just on it.
Thank you. I think shifting a gear a little bit, Ritu, now we see a lot of education institutions here. We wanted you to tell us how educational institutions should play their role in this part in terms of skilling and upskilling and all that stuff. Thank you.
Thanks, Vishwa. So Just adding to what Nadeem said, education institutions play a big role in making the future talent ready. The need of the hour now is certainly to do the need assessment analysis every year. Gone are those days that you keep teaching the same stuff and you just continue with that, and the focus should shift from placements, because like Nadeem said, it's just opportunity which a candidate picks up, and that's what we see. And at least 50% of them are not clear why they are picking that role, what is the need, and what are they going to do. So couple of things. One, every year they need to do a bit of need assessment on what industry needs and then prepare students. Tie up, collaborate closely with corporates, industry, with respect to hiring needs, with respect to the demand, the skills requirement. Other panels already spoke about internship opportunities. So yeah, why not make the last semester as industry experience, exposure, and they start working, which is a good platform. And yes, upgrade the course and curriculum. Need to revisit, revise it continuously. One factor which I see which students miss, and this is an experience on each and every campus I go, they're very good technically, but they are not able to express what. So how they can be vocal about it, how they can express what they have learned, application of what they're learning. They're very good with theory, concepts, but do they think back that where am I going to apply, how I'm going to apply, how this is going to help me in. So providing those live opportunities, experiences, projects, and we keep hearing this, that industry should provide. So I have a message which I keep telling in all my conversations with this, with fresh talent, that look around, look within your own college, look within your own community. There are immense number of problems that you can solve using the knowledge that you have. So that's my advice.
Thank you, thank you. I think you said that it's important to reinvent. So I'll shift gears to maybe Sougata. You've been in campus, and one of the figures campus always looks at, right? So you've visited tier 1, tier 2 and all that stuff, but then there's also an element of training institutes here, right? We're not talking about the upgrades and all that, but then talking about it, right? So do you see a role that they should be playing, and how do you think that will transform the landscape of talent? Thank you.
Definitely, thank you. And just a brief thanks to all the audience. They have been very patient and, still bearing with us. So thank you for staying with us. At least we make us feel important, that we actually matter. Thank you.
Yeah. He did not even answer it, actually. Okay.
Coming back to your question, Vish. Yeah, definitely the training institutes do matter. But one thing I would like to suggest is most of the training institutes, they have trainers. And these trainers are all theoretical trainers. They are trainers by profession. What it can help is if the training institutes get some industry professionals to come and take the classes. And maybe in a part-time job and all. Because what I have seen is when an industry professional is talking to the students are more attentive because they know that isko practical aata hai. He has done it actually. What he is preaching, he has done it. So there is much more attentiveness, there is much more related question which they ask. And I've seen that the students are very bright.
Yeah.
But the thing is that sometimes the training institutes force feed them so many things that they stop thinking from their own mind. They stop using it. I've seen that during the interview session, 90% of the students are asking me, for example, when I ask, do you have any question? They all ask me the same question. So it means they have been fed that this is the question you should ask. So sometimes, so the training institute should also encourage the students to think on their feet, think logically and bring some actual professionals from the industry. That's my 2 cents.
Thank you, Sougata. So let's go to Venu. By all means, I think you should be knowing he's a Padma Shri Awardee nominee, and he's also done a great work in healthcare and society. So Venu, you come from National Aerospace Laboratories, a lot of people you hire day in, day out. Do you think industry has a role in playing, in ensuring that the upskilling is happening from the industry standpoint? Thank you.
Yeah, definitely. But before I proceed with the answering, first let me congratulate Vishwanath for his copyright in generative AI. Being a HR guy, he is doing research, and he did the copyright of generative AI for his job profile. So this itself is an example. So whether the industry is helping the people for their upskilling, and I can say that this upskilling is in connection with your routine job. It's nothing to do with something extraordinary or out of the box or out of the line of your profession. So definitely it is doing that. And one more thing that I would like to add one more question to this subset. The need of such things. So let me take the example of morning session. Mr. Nathan has quoted his experience of recommending underqualified person for some job profile, isn't it? So in that, he made a statement that he was the boss and he recommended the profile. Now, just give me a thought. If the guy who is taking the decision of recommending some underqualified person to some job profile, and the person is not the boss who is taking the decision, will the company accept his recommendation? No. So in such cases, what that guy who is recommending to do? He should have sufficient skills and the statistics or analysis to justify his decision. So in such cases, what that person or HR guy, let me take as HR guy, he should have sufficient data or skill set to justify his decision that this underqualified graduate can perform better than anybody. So that kind of skill set is required in that particular case.
Thank you. Thank you. I think you spoke about some frameworks, so let's go to Lavanam. So Wipro, we know it's more than a company, it's an institution, by the way, right? So we want to understand, are there any industry frameworks that you would want to talk to the audience that can help in the skilling point of view? Thank you.
So the audience here are two types of audience, one academicians and second from industry. So with regards to upskilling, which is one of the key aspects today to generate the next gen workforce that can leverage the AI and ML and the emerging technologies. So upskilling is something that which you already know something and which you need to start building on and topping up with your talent and with some certifications and all, which is more relevant for the education in institutions. But with regards to reskilling, which is a great concern among industry, right? The workforce which is already adopted to the regular style of working, and suddenly when we are asking them to reskill, learn something entirely different. So one thing that I wanted to quote recently, example that, I have attended one training, right? It is called something called andragogy. So there is two things are there, pedagogy and andragogy. So teaching elders is very difficult than teaching, the new age, the people who have born in digital era, right? We are learning about digital era, but this. So in this quest, I have attended one training, and for 4 days I was able to cope up with my trainer, and after that, when it comes to programming, and I was completely lost. I was not able to learn anything. But I have to complete the certifications, and I have sat with my colleague who is much younger than me in terms of
Reverse
experience
mentoring.
and all. Huh?
Reverse mentoring.
Yeah. So what I wanted to say is, while we all should think that, in the reskilling, instead of approaching it at one kind of an approach, we need to ensure we understand the learning patterns of the individuals and then frame the models is what very important. And the other panels have spoken about establishing center of excellence, teaching people with internship definitely helps, project-based learning and all.
Talking in the last, you can still say that all my points have been taken up. Thank you. Okay, you want to add something? I think we can take one or two questions from audience before we wrap up. All tough questions to Anupam and then easy questions to all of us.
So just one thing I'd like to quote here. So everyone I heard, like, they're giving some real life example. I thought of, you're talking about 21st industry transformation. So I'm basically from a place called Prayagraj in UP that used to be called Allahabad earlier. So I was visiting my native last week during Dashera, and just to go through my memory lane, what I've done during my childhood. And that time, there was a tea stall called Gupta Tea Stall near Ganga Ghat. And I used to go then during my school time. Good tea and good fun with the friends and all. After 7 years, I visited the same tea stall that becomes a new age Gupta tea stall. So I was a little curious to understand, what is this new age? Then he said, we have done, because there's a more crowd and less staff available, so he has created some WhatsApp group where order can be placed with a table number and the order will be delivered. I said, fantastic. This time I visited, the tea stall name was completely changed. I saw some picture somewhere. He put that name as Chai GPT. Gupta become GPT and tea become Chai. Then I said, okay, fine, what is that? कि सर वो आजकल वो एक नया वो ऐप आया है ना जो सब कुछ बताता है. हमने कहा, yes, you are right. But it simply like, if you ask in the right question, they will give the right answer. But why this name you chose? Can you see, I have hired 3 people in my shop. And you know, like Allahabad kind of city, like they're famous for political discussion over tea, or some legal opinion over tea, or maybe some medical thing. So he makes sure one pharmacy guy, one person who is practicing law and one political knowledge guy, they are every time to engage people. People are questioning, they're giving answers, they're giving opinion about it. So it becomes a Chai GPT. So this is the evolution. If you do not upgrade at any point of time, you think you are good. And if he would have thought, I am from a city where the most active Bhagwan of Hindu mythology, like Hanumanji, you will see him everywhere, either he is fighting or flying or he's doing something. That is the place he is sleeping. वो लेट गए वहाँ पे आके. If he had thought that way, then he could have never put the revolution in his shop and the way he is approaching his industry and his shop. Stall.
Nice. Nice example. Thank you very much. So I don't see any hands raising. Yeah. Thank you very much, team. I think it was wonderful. Any passing comments that you want to make about anything that you would want to talk about? We still have 1 more minute.
So, so one thing that I wanted to emphasize on being, a lot of HR leaders are here. We interact with our workforce management teams day in, day out. A lot of confusion around that, when you don't have enough projects and reskilling, upskilling and all. So we need to give them a confidence and we need to take them into the confidence that human beings, we can do a lot of wonders and we can learn better. We can create that difference when it comes to, even though AI influence is more, we need to ask our project managers to trust in their team members so that they can learn and they can do better and they can do any kind of things with a great enablement that we need to give them. This is one point that we need to advocate to our team members.
So what I feel is don't get scared about what is going to happen tomorrow, right? So let's live for today. There is nothing going to change tomorrow. So stay relevant, stay focused, just keep your eyes and ears open and think what is something which is going to take it, right? So don't get feared or don't get scared about anything. Somebody in earlier session they said high tech, high touch, right? So I will tell, instead of high touch, it is human touch. Okay, high tech, human touch is needed. Finally, we are dealing with people who comes with a lot of emotions and feelings, and we need to respect their feelings and emotions. And nobody else can do that better than us, our human beings. So let's stay relevant about it.
Thank you.